This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Well, it only took until the 11th of April for the Astros bats to finally wake up and do something this season and go absolutely nuts and take care of the Los Angeles Angels in very fun, easy fashion tonight at Minute Maid Park as the Astros bounce back from that tough end of the road trip the other day and get a game closer to 500 now at 6-7 on the season with the 14-3 drubbing of the Halos tonight. And it feels like things are kind of back to normal, right? When things aren't going all that well and you get to play the good old Angels, the Astros just always seem to find a way to beat up against them, and they did just that tonight. Hello and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast here tonight. I'm your host, Michael Connor. Thank you for stopping by and joining us. Don't forget we're with you live after almost every single game this season. Only ones I can't guarantee are the late-night West Coast ones like this past week when I fell asleep during the game. Sorry. Because we got early wake-up calls, and it's just very, very late. But we're here for you for most of them. Some late-night West Coast games as well. But the Astros tonight coming back home and doing it at home. We got a lot to get into on this one tonight. Hitting a grand slam finally for the first time what feels like 10 years for this club. We've got just the overall offensive output that looks so friggin' awesome. And then the Angels being, like I mentioned, the Angels and the team that helps you get out of that slump when things aren't going all that great. It's not going to be like this every night. I would doubt that the Astros are going to come out and score 14 runs again tomorrow night. If they do, sign me up. Sign me up all day. But these are the kind of nights that make you go, you know what? There is a little bit of something still in there. And, to be honest with you, they're facing a team that doesn't have a lot of top-tier Major League pitching on its staff. That helps. You got to go out there and do it. I could sit here and say a lot of things, and people could say a lot. They did it against the Angels are off to a hot start this year, 8-5 now. But it's a team with the Astros we all know that they should go in and play well against, and they did that tonight. 16 hits as a team. You love to see that. The only guy that really, some of the guys that came in, of course, didn't get in on the action, but the only guy in the starting lineup that did not have any luck tonight was Mauricio Dubon. He was 0 for 5, and he hit the ball pretty well a few times and just didn't get any hits. But Altuve had a knock. Isaac Paredes finally hits a home run. He hits one off the foul pole. I think everybody gets free chicken from a chicken place tomorrow. Also draws a couple walks, has 3 hits. Jordan has a couple hard hit baseballs for hits. Christian Walker hits the ball hard tonight, also draws a couple of walks. Jeremy Pena comes through in a spot as well, drives and runs. And then, of course, the man himself, I think what you're going to be talking about more than anything from this game.
This is what you'll be talking about.
Is Yanier Diaz, because he has looked absolutely horrendous at the plate. He did not look horrendous tonight. The mechanics of the swing have been a little wonky so far this season. He's, even on his home run tonight, or his grand slam, or was it the grand slam, or was it it was a double. You could see it if you watch it. It was a changeup, and he got way out in front, and he was able to keep the hands back. So he's not completely in sync, and even his home run swing wasn't this most incredible in sync type of swing there. Doesn't matter. Result was barrel the ball goes far over the fence. Astros score 4 runs. Can anybody tell me? I'm guessing. Do any of you know who was the last Astro to hit a grand slam without cheating, without looking it up? Let's see if anybody gets it right in the comments. I'm guessing that somebody will fairly quickly. It is a man that doesn't belong in Astro. There you go. Took 2 seconds. Jose Abreu. Congratulations to Jose. You had the right answer. You win absolutely nothing. No, Donnie, it wasn't Jeff Bagwell. Jeff Bagwell hasn't played in forever. But it feels like it could have been Jeff Bagwell. Not that grand slams are everything, of course. But it's nice when you have the situation with the bases loaded, because the Astros so far this season have had the bases loaded in some situations, and it's just not gone all that well. To see one go over and that's, I think, more than anything tonight that you end up talking about is the fact that, this team probably got a little bit of a weight lifted off their shoulders tonight. They've been pressing. I think that you can just see it from the way that they approach their at-bats at times. It's a different roster. I think that you can still have your skepticism about, is this team going to be good enough to be a great team all season long and there's nothing wrong with that, to have wonders, to have questions. I think there's nothing wrong to be optimistic, as you know what, that they can get hot and they can do those things. I just think it's going to be different than any other Astros team you've seen. I don't think that they're going to be a consistent night in, night out basis being deadly, being dangerous. Tonight they were deadly and they were dangerous, a big combo of both at the same time. They took good at bats. They drew walks. They hit the ball hard, simply putting it in play at times, making the Angels' defense work. All those little things that add up to eventually things going your way. And that's what they had tonight. It feels good, doesn't it? I know that you guys feel good. I feel good. It has been a rough watch overall offensively for what this team has at the plate this season. So even from my mental standpoint, it's great to have one of these moments to get this out of the way, to feel like, okay, maybe I'm not going to sit here and, freak out all the time. Maybe they will give me a night of relief. And they did just that. Now it's about bottling it together, because that's what they absolutely have to do. They have to find a way to keep the good at-bats rolling, carrying it in tomorrow, which, again, this helps that you're playing the Angels. The facts are the facts. The Astros always play well against this Angels team. They're going to face Tyler Anderson tomorrow, which, by the way, is going to be the first left-handed starter that they've seen this season. I think the number of at-bats they have against lefties this year is like 21. That gets back to a construction issue of the roster. We all know that he traded away one of the 5 best left-handed hitters in baseball. They're not very balanced anymore. They're an easier out. I think that's something you have to kind of, look at when you're evaluating this team this season and, what they're doing in terms of, they're an easier team to get out at times. That is just the truth of it. And if they can find a way to be dangerous like this more often than not, then yeah, things are going to get good for them, maybe consistent. That'd be great. They could consistently put this kind of at least good at bats and hard hit balls and not making stupid decisions here and there. That would be something that I'm going to feel a lot better about. What I feel good about tonight is getting that victory. Who's going to take home the player of the game honors? We'll tell you here in just a brief second on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trade, supplyhouse.com. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way for you to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Need help with an order? SupplyHouse.com offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Astros crushing the Angels on a Friday night at Minute Maid. Nope, I did it. What game is it? It's game number, 14, 13. 13, they're 6 and 7. Game number 13 of the season, and I called it Minute Maid Park. It's the air box now, or whatever it is. It's the air conditioner place. That's what it is. I haven't been to a game yet this season. I thought the AC in that place really wasn't working the last couple of years. It's always so hot when you go in there. If you guys have been to a game, let me know. Is the air conditioner working in the air conditioning ballpark? But they win tonight. They win big. Even on a night where Mike Trout went ahead and hit a home run. Mike Trout typically does not do a lot of damage in the home ballpark of the Houston Astros. But they, went out there and took care of business. 14-3 over the Angels. The American League West, as we're doing this show, the Mariners are currently beating the Texas Rangers, which is nice. I keep wanting to call them Oakland, but they're just the Athletics now. I don't see what they've done tonight here on MLB.com. I don't know why I don't see that. They're playing the Mets. Everybody in the West, outside of the Astros and the Mariners, might lose tonight. That is nice. The Astros will creep a game closer. They're at the moment, as we're doing this show live, 3 games out in the division, 2 games behind the Angels. So if they sweep the Angels this weekend, they'll tie the Angels in the American League West. Standings Watch 2025, right here in your Locked On Astros Postcast. Who is going to take home the honor tonight? I wonder who it's going to be.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Obviously, it's going to be Yanier Diaz. He was fantastic. He drove in a career-high 5, hit a grand slam, 3 for 5, almost hit another home run. Jumped his batting average, by the way, all the way with a 3-hit game to 132. That's you've been that bad. That's impressive. It's 2 weeks into the season and it only jumps to 132 with a 3-hit game. Yikes! But that's okay. He had a great night tonight, and I don't want to go the rest of the show without mentioning, of course, the man that hit his first career home run tonight. That being Cam Smith. I love Cam Smith being excited. I'd imagine that somebody's going to say something at some point, when he gets that hit out there right field, dredging the run. Time and place. But he's been in the big leagues for 2 weeks. But I'm guessing on the other side of things, there were some of the Angels players that didn't take it all that well when, the Astros are up big and he's out there, going nuts on second base. I don't care at the end of the day. If they want to be butthurt about it, guess what? Don't lose. But to hit his first career home run, he's still in that gray area where I think, you got to see how it goes for the next couple of weeks before you make a decision on, are you going to keep running him out there or are you going to send him back down and let him get some seasoning and keep going? But I will give him this. Cam Smith is starting to put together some hits. The Seattle series put together some hits. Did it here again tonight. He keeps doing that. Obviously, you're going to keep playing him every day. And you're not going to send him back to the minor leagues. But I can't imagine the feeling to get that off of his, talking about getting some weight off your shoulders tonight. This team as a whole hitting the ball over the fence, but Cam Smith specifically hitting one over the fence. The Astros hit 3 home runs tonight, which is fantastic. And to finally see three home runs and a double. 4 of their 16 hits were for extra bases. Sure, I'll be greedy. I'd like a few more extra base hits in those. That's okay. They won 14-3. And they'll look to do it again tomorrow. 6:10 first pitch tomorrow night. When that game wraps up, of course, you'll join me for the Locked On Astros Postcast right here on this channel. As soon as it finishes, the Astros will give the ball to Ryan Gusto, who is in the rotation for now. Obviously, the Spencer Arrighetti news not great for the club. They're hoping he's going to be out 6 weeks after the freak injury. Tyler Anderson goes tomorrow for the Angels, who the Astros I've seen a lot of and done some damage against in the past as well. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday night. Again, don't forget to join me tomorrow night after the game wraps up right here for the Locked On Astros Postcast.